It's an attempt towards belief. My work is firstly concerned with speculation, with finding ways of framing experience so that they can be articulated in a way that both makes sense to me and therein bring some relief to the sense of being like out of control or being heartbroken or betrayed or overwhelmed. I've developed a schema of symbols and terms and sort of jargon so that I can map my thoughts visually. So the accented E represents the symbolic. It's everything, it's emphasis. I feel that when we talk about the world, we fit the reality of things into language's narrow confines. That's why I say emphasis. The symbol can only accentuate, it can only accent. The umlaut is like two eyes looking at each other, communicating. That's how I think we become ourselves, through interactions with another. Two eyes make a U. The ash, the AE form. In the diagrams, it usually represents the amorous event. Likewise, it's the A is the first letter of eternal. I suppose there's a poetry in that attempt at splitting or subsuming whatever those sort of irreducible two are doing. Unlike the umlaut, there are always two who are being as or being with, the difference between them. All these have to do with a larger project, the Geo-Amorous, which I'm exploring through various small sub-projects, Eternal Monadology, Equus Eternal. It's a way of understanding ourselves in the world. It suggests that because we think in symbols, like language, that we can't ever really get to the truth of things. We need an explanation, otherwise we feel lost. And the Geo-Amorous proposes that a helpful way, maybe not a true way, but a useful way of thinking about our being, our becoming, is that everything is falling in love. Love is when we become with someone, when we share a world with them, when we start to recognize them in objects and scenes and experiences. It's when we start to become self-conscious and think of ourselves relative to them. What will they think of this? Do they think I'm attractive? How will my actions affect them? And so everything is like those two eyes, or maybe the umlaut. We're all becoming relative to each other, becoming as one. I also know that each of us have our own worldviews. We might have a perspective that makes sense to us. My work is really about that process of discovery. I'm so close to the work that I become sort of inseparable from it. You can see that I'm a little frantic or manic or whatever. So there's something universal there. It's not just about the system I'm making, but also about making or falling into or throwing yourself into a system. It's about praying for belief. That's what this is, I guess, or what it can be. Recognizing that want for faith, for a frame, whether you or I understand exactly what each work means, in a way, doesn't matter. These are fragments or traces or like, the working out that goes into understanding yourself. And You know, like you can read all my essays and look at all the work. I don't necessarily think you'll be any more certain about your position for it. You can do that. You should do that. Yeah, no, I think. But I also think art is often at its best when it gestures towards process, because we're each a process, and God knows, I know, faith and being is a process.